So guys, Sowore tweeted that Tinubu is a criminal, and ever since then, DSS have been threatening him to take down that post, and Sowore said that he's not going to try it. And we all know how Sowore have been a threat to this government, starting from the NSAS protest down to the October protest and many of them. So he said that it's better he's arrested than his right to be taken away from him. So I would like us to take a listen at how Arise TV analyzed it, and let me get your own views about that in the comment section.
Social media is awash with reactions over a tweet made by the Department of State Services requesting X Corporation to deactivate the account of activist and politician Omoyele Sowore over a post the agency claims is a threat to national security. The DSS made the demand in a letter posted on X accusing Sowore of posting a tweet on August 25th, which contains misleading information that disparages and ridicules President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In the post, Sowore called the president a criminal and accused him of lying shamelessly about a lack of corruption. The DSS claims that Sowore's tweet has caused widespread condemnation and could lead to public protests, threatening national security and damaging the country's reputation. The agency also argued that Sowore's post violates several Nigerian laws, including the Criminal Code Act and the Cyber Crimes Act, which prohibit false information, hate speech, and online harassment. And I'll read a part of the DSS tweets they wrote on X. It is pertinent to bring to your knowledge that under the Nigerian law, these quoted tweets, words, constitute offense punishable in Section 51 of the Criminal Code Act Cap 77 laws of the Federation of Nigeria, which prohibits publication of false information, and Section 19, 22, and 24 of the Cyber Crimes Act 2025, which prohibits and makes it an offense to spread fake news or publishing content that is deliberately misleading or deceptive, posting content that is rude, vulgar, offensive, or indecent, especially with the intent to embarrass or humiliate others, provoke ethnic, religious, or tribal hatred through online or offline statements amounting to domestic terrorism. Very detailed tweets there by the DSS. However, in a show of defiance, activist Omoyele Sowore vowed not to delete his controversial tweet. He described the letter from the DSS as an act of national disgrace, an assault on institutions, and on common sense. Sowore claimed he anticipated the letter, pointing to a protest last Tuesday by a group of, he says, hired DSS protesters who had chanted for his arrest and urged him to leave Tinubu alone. Expressing outrage over what he called an unconstitutional act by the State Security Service, Sowore went on to post the very tweet he was asked to delete with the caption, "This is the tweet. This morning, X, formerly Twitter, officially contacted me about the despicable threat letter they received from the lawless official DSS over my tweet below on Tinubu. One option I will not be taking is deleting that tweet. Thank you at X." Dr. Bati, I'll come to you, but let me just quickly take one reaction to Sowore's tweet. And this is a concerned X user who wrote, "In all sincerity, calling the president a criminal is not right in any way. No court of any jurisdiction has pronounced him as one. I mean, why labeling him one?" Go ahead, Dr. Bati.
Okay, two ways to look at this. From the perspective of government, the concern of the Department of State Security is that we have a law in place, the Criminal Code, the very controversial Cyber Security Act, Sections 18, 22, and 24. Section 24 being the most controversial, particularly as it has been applied by the police. And the DSS is saying, under the laws of our country, we do not allow hate speech or cyberbullying, which will amount to domestic terrorism. And that they, in their own consideration, think that Sowore calling the president of Nigeria a criminal when he has not been so declared by a court of law is beyond the pale. And that was why they wrote to X, managers of X, to say, delete that particular tweet and, in fact, suspend his account. Now, the ex-managers, following due process, contacted him and gave him the information. But how was this resolved at the end of the day? The tweet was on August 27, and Sowore says he's not going to delete any tweet. And I think that X has also not suspended his account. X probably say, look, he has the right to free speech and all of that. However, he went a step further to say he's defiant, that he's been persecuted by the Nigerian government. And his supporters will say that, in fact, there's probably a case of persecution here from the protest at the toll gate, NSAS, from NSAS protest to arraignment in court to, invitations by the police. And now he says the DSS has also now joined. But that the struggle for him continues. Whether they imprison him, or they take him to court, or they delete his Facebook account, or they delete his X account, that he is committed to the struggle. So, people like Sowore, they are of a different type. He's also an opposition politician. And he says, this is where I stand in this matter. So where do you draw the line, theoretically now, between the right to free speech and, the laws of the land that talk about his speech, and where is the responsibility of government in enforcing these laws? It's a very tight rope. There's no way you will swing and you will not end up, being accused of taking sides in the matter. However, what is important is that while the government has a responsibility to respect the boundaries in terms of the rights of the individual, individuals also, while expressing their rights under Section 39 of the Constitution, must also realize that, look, where your right stops is where other people's rights begin. And that is why government, individuals, they have the recourse, if they have been defamed, to under the same laws that the state is quoting, to defamation. The president of Nigeria can sue. If you call him a criminal, you can be asked to come and prove it in a court of law. If you defame another person using social media, you can be sued to come and prove it. So it's a very delicate balance in respecting the rights of individuals and also upholding the law.
All right, you know that Sowore also accused the Tinubu regime of using the Nigeria police force to systematically harass, torture, and persecute him. These tweets have gone viral. Rufai, I'd like to just highlight this. The DSS is a secret service institution that investigates crimes against the state. They are also empowered to protect the president. So this might sound really, strange to a lot of people, but however, the DSS is doing their job. And I'd like to also take another tweet before I come to you. Just also to note that the DSS has said that, they are going to go after X as well as, Sowore, if they don't comply. We had that issue the last time with Muhammadu Buhari, the Twitter ban. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but let me take this tweet from Chinedu, who wrote to the DSS. Are you guys not aware of the mayhem that happened in Edo State? They killed officers like you, and you are here lamenting about a tweet from Sowore, and that's the sort of rhetoric that we are seeing online at this point.
I have been a very big advocate of the DSS and what they've been doing in stemming the tides of insecurity. But if I'm going to give honest counsel, this was not the right way to go about it. And this is sad. You see, what they have now done is, a lot of people might not even have seen Sowore's tweets. He said he tweeted it on the 27th.
Yes.
26th of August.
I think it was 25th I saw.
What are we today? Yes. What are we today? 8th. I only knew about the tweets because they started talking about it and the letter they wrote over the weekend.
That's when you saw Sowore's tweet.
I didn't even know that he tweeted anything of that nature. This is not the way to go about it. Because, you see, we live in a country where, when we want to look at things on the pedestal of fairness, yes, What I would just say is it wasn't right to have called the president a criminal. You don't have any court judgment to be able to back that up. But secondly, the other part of the tweets, what the president also went to see in Brazil, that corruption is gone. Corruption is not gone from Nigeria. We also know that corruption is not gone. On my point on the DSS, what is happening is the fact that when you start to say, okay, let's cherry pick, people will now ask you, what about what is happening in Edo where NSCDC officials were killed? Why do we talk about? What about the people inciting violence online? Because the DSS statement talked about inciting violence, and the next thing, you are not doing anything. We are in this country when Bayo Ononuga came out openly to say that this should be the last time the Igbo should put mouth in Lagos politics.
Right.
And he also doubled down on the statement. Why didn't we have a level of control and contrition? So that's why I said going through this route is a route that will not benefit anybody.
All right.
That's just my point.
That's your point.
Can I just make a point?
And highlighting what Rufai has said,
Yes,
which is quite
just highlight, yeah.
The fact that there are so many other ex-users that have made these sort of derogatory remarks or even, statements, it's quite apt because the DSS should go after everybody and not cherry pick, which I like as well. But I would like for you to buttress the point I was making
I just wanted
earlier.
to say that for me, what would really matter would be when Sowore made the statement, after the clarification or before.
He made it before.
Before the clarification.
So,
okay, it was before the clarification, then I can understand why he put it. But following the clarification, I do believe that if he continues down that path, then he's just deliberately wanting to attack what has already been clarified. Yes, it's not a good look for the president's statements to be frequently clarified, but he does have the right to do so.
He does.
You can speak
and
off the cuff,
and
then you can clarify your statement in his defense, because we've seen situations where they make a statement and they stand by that statement. To respect you, so do whatever you want to do. They stand by that statement. So following the facts, then I would say, okay, I understand where they're coming from, but I totally agree that the challenge with this is selective justice and selective action, which the DSS has been accused of doing. But beyond that, I must say that there's no one that's above the law. In 2021, the President of the United States account was banned by Twitter itself, following statements that were deemed to be inflammatory when he talked about the calling patriots, the people who invaded, Capitol Hill. So it does happen, and that's why they called for an outright ban, that if this account consistently misleads people or could instigate, unrest based on information that is not fully correct, then they can take an action. However, I do hope that the DSS, since they want to be, they are really, the action is there to clamp down on hate. They can't cherry pick. If they are doing it to Sowore to show that it is not targeted and agreeing with what he says that he has been a target since NSAS, they need to ensure that a lot of people, and I can give them a lot of handles, whether it is causing ethnic division, inciting ethnic, rhetorics. There are a lot on
So the
social media.
Cyber Crimes Act just came into law, right? And we hope that we follow up with the DSS and they follow those, accounts that have, shared inflammatory statements, bigoted statements that we have seen so far, government officials as well. And like I said, the DSS is an institution that investigates crime. They're well within their right to investigate anything that they deem to be a crime. Well, let's take the story now that has been trending all weekend from Enugu State, where the state government is accusing the CEO of Sujimoto Luxury Construction, Ola Siji Bomi Ogundele, also known as Sujimoto, of defrauding the state of 5.7 billion naira. The funds were reportedly paid to his account or to his company account for the construction of 22 smart green schools. But the projects were left largely incomplete, according to the state government. This accusation follows the recent declaration of Sujimoto as a wanted person by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. However, in a video response, which has since gone viral, Sujimoto denied the allegations, citing challenges such as inflation and foreign exchange volatility as reasons for the project's delays.
I told the governor, I said, this project is impossible because of the pricing, the cost of it is too low to build. The governor said, don't worry, just help me do these schools, and later you won't make money from the schools, but you make money from the other projects, which I was very happy with. Now, when we took the contract, cement was 7,000. By the time we left, cement was 10,000. I faced a lot of people. Sometimes we are in the villages, my staffs are being shot at. Sometimes they will have some people come, they will bring guns and shoot at them. I was still there. If I had money, I would continue the project, but I had my other projects. I had stress on my other project that I wanted to do. They took me to court, and I said, okay, let's look at the entire project. How much have we spent? Till the last day I was in the project, I was there till the last day. Then I asked you that how much have we spent in the project, and I put my foot. They took us to court, and we told the court we don't want to fight with the government. Let's agree. How much do we owe you? And I was in agreement with them, and now they declared me wanted. They destroyed my company that I built with my hand.
All right, the Enugu state government alleges that Sujimoto's company disappeared after receiving 50% of the total contract sum. Investigations by a joint team from the Enugu Ministry of Works and the EFCC revealed minimal to no work done at most of the project sites. The state government also accused Sujimoto of a breach of contract, claiming his company received payment into a private bank account rather than through a secured bond as stipulated in the agreement. Well, in another news, Sujimoto has also refuted the claim that his company was paid 5.7 billion naira by the Enugu state government. He states that the total amount received was 5.2 billion naira, which was dispersed to his company in 5 separate transactions. He also attributes the delays in the project to the late arrival of these funds, a situation he found frustrating. To prove his progress, Sujimoto shared photographs of the completed work. He claims to have finished 90% of the foundation for the 22 schools, which cost 2.5 billion naira. He also states that some of the construction had already reached the lintel level. He also said his company had spent approximately 4 billion naira on the project before the Enugu state government halted construction. Sujimoto also shared a video of a serious accident that occurred during, the project, stating that despite the setback, he remained committed to his work. Dr. Bati, this story has been trending. We don't have much time, but go ahead.
Okay, what are the facts of the case from both sides? Let's look at the facts of the case first. Malaki Agbo, I think that's the name of the Commissioner for Information in Enugu State. Correct. He said this contract was awarded in July 2024, and that the contractor, Sujimoto, was mobilized to the tune of about 5.27 million, which is 50% of the cost.
No, billion.
Billion, yes. 5.27 billion. Which is about 50% of the total cost of the contract, with an agreement that the project will be delivered before the resumption of schools in 22 sites before September 2025. This is September 2025. And that he presented a bond. The contractor presented a bond from a bank guarantee from Jaiz Bank. But when he was going to collect the money, he collected through a Zenith Bank account of Sujimoto registered with the Enugu state government. And now, when it became an issue about performance, they could not hold Jaiz Bank responsible. And so, on the basis of that, Malaki Agbo says that this is a case of premeditated fraud. No, I'm just trying to state the facts of the case. Well. And that when the Enugu state government tried to call him to account, he disappeared into thin air, and that he used quack contractors and builders. Now they reported the case to the EFCC. The EFCC tried to also get the Sujimoto man. He didn't respond, which led to his being declared wanted. Now, what is his own argument? He says he has taken the job up to lintel level. He has done 90%. He has presented his own photographs. The state government has presented their own photographs. If you look at Sujimoto's pictures, does that look like 90% completion? Does that look like he can still deliver?
90% of foundation.
Okay.
90%
of
foundation
PVC
of 22
or whatever. Yes. Okay, but there is a disagreement in terms of meeting the deadline.
The deadline.
How many of the 22 smart school sites has he completed? Now, this is a commercial contract. If there is a dispute in a commercial contract, there are other ways you can do it.
Yes.
You can go to court.
Correct.
You can go to arbitration. You can, meet. But if you have a contractor you have been looking for and it does not show up, then you are compelled to go to EFCC. EFCC should not even have been brought into it, because then the optics will look very bad. Other investors will be affected. The contractor himself, you will have defamed and discredited him. I think in this particular case, when they were looking for Sujimoto, he should have shown up.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This matter did not need to get to this level. And now that EFCC has declared him wanted, he should just get his lawyers. The people in EFCC, they are not spirits.
Yeah.
He should go with his lawyers and present his case. Mm-hmm. A television station or a video or social media is not a place to resolve the matter.
All right.
So there is about commercial contracts. There's also about the integrity of contracts. And look, if you are a contractor, contractors are notorious in this country. Mm-hmm. They can't give you money to do a contract. You have signed agreement. You go and use their money to go and do other things. Mm-hmm. And if you borrow money from bank, you pay.
All right.
So these are the issues. Right. But everybody now is saying Enugu State, it's because it's a Yoruba man.
Yeah,
why did Governor Mba, why did he give contract to a Yoruba man? Yes. Now that's totally emotional and irresponsible.
Of a lot of people,
you don't politicize it.
Right.
If the process is followed and you say this contract, it doesn't matter where you come from.
All right.
But you have to do the contract. So all those people saying Mba likes Yoruba people, they are very wrong.
Yes. All right. We saw the video that Sujimoto shared on his Instagram account of the accident that he had during the process, and he also talked about the fact that how his back was broken and he stayed to the cause. He also talked about the fact that he loves Igbo people, like he said, and you're absolutely right with that regard. But Sujimoto has said that he's going to go to the EFCC, I believe, on Tuesday, and hopefully he will present the documents that he has, and hopefully this matter will be resolved. Now, to a disturbing new report from South Africa, where Doctors Without Borders has expressed deep concern about the consistent denial of healthcare access to non-South Africans. This includes vulnerable people like pregnant women, those living with HIV, and even children, according to MSF. For weeks now, anti-migrant groups have been stationed outside dozens of hospitals in Gauteng, turning people away who they deem to be non-South African, irrespective of their legal documentation, as we'll see in this video that has now gone viral.
If you know yourself that you're not South African, please stand up. Please stand up. Please don't try and stand up right now. Stand up. Sister, are you South African? Are you South African? Because we are going to check everybody. Check them. Please, if you're not South African, come with me. Come. Come with me. Come. Sister, come. But you guys are not South African, go out. You can go to Unjani, block P there, or Obutila Hospital, go. Hey, fast. Because Zimbabwe, you run fast when going to the border. Hurry. If you know yourself that you're not South African, please, all these nurses and doctors, they are here for South Africans. Get them South Africa. Please stand up. Don't try us.
Well, this isn't the first time anti-migrant groups have blocked non-South Africans from getting access to healthcare. Back in 2022, Operation Dudula, protesters in Swane were also blocking medical access until the South African government had to step in. Well, this blatant violation of human rights has widely been condemned as an act or a xenophobic act. Well, in a powerful moment of defiance, we also saw a video of a Nigerian man standing up for himself after being asked to leave a hospital.
Baba, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Yeah, I'm not going out. No. Please. I'm paying tax in this country. For which country? This country for 21 years. Okay. My business registration is 20. I don't care. To honor paying taxes. Yeah, so why are you telling me not to be here? Why? Why are you telling me? Yeah? I'm a South African. I got my ID with me. I can't walk out. You don't talk rubbish. They are using it for free. What I pay? Hello. Yeah. Sorry. What kind of stupid, wicked people are here? Killing people in the hospital. It's very bad. Call police and arrest me. If I did something wrong, bring police and arrest me.
This man was quite powerful,
yes.
and I love the fact that he's standing up for himself.
Very good.
But this is a troubling trend at this point. I believe that our boys are going to South Africa, or they're in South Africa right now. This is not the first time that we are seeing this
not
sort of...
the first time.
Unbelievable.
Whether it be from the point of trying to apply for visas. Yes. They had a report earlier this year talking about the ordeal of Nigerians who even tried to apply for visas and how the treatment, unfair treatment and very, very disrespectful. Now we see it very critical when it comes to healthcare, where people in critical conditions are unable to access healthcare in South Africa as a result of xenophobia.
Yes.
We need to have an African response to what is happening in South Africa.
Correct.
We've talked about this for so much, for so long. Our African leaders, heroes past, did not die or fight for this kind of display of show of shame. Madiba, Nelson Mandela, did not go to prison for 27 years in fighting for the liberation of South Africa, for them to turn around and begin to, to do the same thing to their fellow African brothers. How can you deny? And it's caught on video. It's the brazen way they do it that is quite worrying. I'm hoping that, and this is where diplomatic efforts come in, that the Nigerian diplomatic side has to call the South African side and have conversations. Are we not talking to ourselves in Africa? Because it's not just Nigeria. This was just anyone who was non-South African. There should be penalties for such things. Africa should rise up against any form of xenophobia, whether it be in South Africa, whether it be ill treatment in Libya, whether it be ill treatment anywhere across the continent. If we don't keep things together amongst us as a nation, we will never advance forward or achieve the potential that Africa has.
Yeah, well said. Africa must be great. We will follow up on this story. Now to Akwa Ibom. Let's highlight this video featuring Senate President Godswill Akpabio showing off his dance moves during the commissioning of his constituency projects. The event took place in Esian Udim local government area of the state. In the video, the Senate President is seen performing the Ekpo Anang dance alongside the chairman of the local government area. Let's take a look. Good to see this sort of dance.
When we saw Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa of Ondo State dancing, that maybe we should have a dancing competition.
I love these videos.
For all these dancing senators.
Correct.
Because they provide us good entertainment.
Absolutely.
And to see who is the best dancer amongst them.
Yes.
But it's fun.
It's beautiful
the fun side of politics. And to show that, these people, they are ordinary people like us.
All right.
They are from villages, they listen to music.
Their actions affect lives.
Absolutely.
Their actions affect lives.
It's good to also see them as basic human beings.
Right.
But in terms of public service, they should deliver.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we had a beautiful story about public service and intervention. We'll bring that tomorrow, highlighting. But right now, let's take our good news report. A final story highlighting this life-changing story. It's an update to a story we previously brought to you. Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has presented an official chef appointment letter to Oluwatosin Adejumo, the puff-puff seller he spotted selling during a crowded rally in Osogbo. Adejumo, who holds a Nigerian certificate in education and has received formal catering training, became a viral sensation after a video showed the governor purchasing her entire tray of puff-puff for 50,000 naira. Well, during the chance encounter, the governor surprised the puff-puff seller by offering her employment as a chef at the government house. Well, on Friday, September 5th, the governor fulfilled his promise, presenting her with the official appointment letter and a scholarship. In addition, the governor also gifted her parents the sum of 2 million naira each in recognition of their role in raising such a remarkable child.
I believe you watched the video. What do you make of it? Because I think we all have freedom of speech. But again, this is Sowore. And we all know how Sowore have been attacking Tinubu government ever since Tinubu government came to office, because they are not doing what we want them to be doing. Because you can't be leading people and then you're not doing what they want you to be doing, and then you call yourself a leader. That's not how a leader is being done. A leader makes those that are leading happy. Because the only thing you can say that APC government have done is that they brought up the level of poverty, hunger in Nigeria, and people are not speaking because of anger. They're speaking from the place of pain. That's why people will come out and say anything about the Tinubu government, because they never did that during time of good luck or during time of Yaradua. It's because they are angry. That's why people are coming out now to speak from the pain, from the heart, because the level of hunger in Nigeria is alarming. The level of hunger in Nigeria today is alarming. So anybody can say anything they want to say because they are angry, they are pained. And that's why the government should understand that this is coming from the heart of pain, and they should find a way to make the life of people better, because hunger is the talk of the town today in Nigeria. Hunger is the talk of the town today in Nigeria. But let me know what you think about this video in the comments. I'll be together in my next video.